Hey guys, welcome to the Midnight Channel, and today we are going to be doing a review for Resident Evil 3. So if you guys haven't caught my streams, I've been actually streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. I've been live streaming all the games that are in Persona and Twitch. So if you want to play, watch me play other games that is in Persona, definitely check it out. So let's go ahead and start with Resident Evil. And Resident Evil 3 is the second newest remake in the large scale of remakes that they have done so far. Capcom has been doing an excellent job with this remakes that they've been doing, and I think it merits its own discussion video, which I will do eventually. But today we're going to be talking about Resident Evil 3 as a whole and whether it's a good packet or not. It does open a couple different questions in debate. So let's go ahead and start it with the story. And the story of Resident Evil starts with Jill Valentine as she kind of stumbles into Raccoon City. She actually lives there, and the circumstances happen that she's being chased up by Nemesis, who is the main villain throughout the story. That's who is chasing you over and over again. And the story is obviously a remake or retelling of the original. I think the Resident Evil 3 has always been kind of like the lowest as far as like my favorite Resident Evil games, except for 5 and 6, and those aren't too good. But 3 always had kind of like that kind of like like I've never been too pumped up about it. But Resident Evil 3, the remake, they redid something in the story that made it just more interesting, more fascinating, and they really reworked all the different characters in a way that they made them very likable, like Carlos, as well as some of the other characters that kind of show up through the story and everything. I really liked that a lot. I think that it made perfect sense, and this game really did look well. Now, the story isn't particularly innovative or anything like that, being a remake, but I really do like a lot of the changes they did. It made the story more cohesive, it made it more interesting, and it definitely did a lot of work for Jill as well as the other character. I'm gonna give the story a 9 out of 10. I think it's a really good story, as far as not particularly stellar or anything, but being this a remake, I think that a lot of the new aspects really made the story pretty good. Now gameplay, well, how can we talk about the gameplay here that other people haven't talked about? Gameplay is obviously as good as polished as Resident Evil 2. Now there's some changes here that I like, some changes that I didn't like. Originally Jill always kind of has the lockpicking, that's kind of like her skill or whatever. She doesn't kind of have that. Now you have to kind of go and find that skill or find the tools for it and everything. I didn't like that too much. I thought it was interesting, but overall the gameplay is really good. I think that a lot of the new improvements are definitely here, like the knife. It doesn't kind of just disappear. You kind of have the knives for the entirety of the game. Obviously some of the skills aren't good, but the biggest kind of interesting and biggest selling point for this game is that new dodge roll that you have. You can do a perfect dodge roll where you can kind of slow down time and shoot and everything like that. Hell, you can even chain multiple dodge rolls in a combo and everything like that. I did that one time throughout the stream and everything, and it was really cool. I think I really like those new additions. I think that the new things that they did really helped it a lot. I think that the game was already a pretty good game, but these additional changes in the gameplay really improved the overall experience and everything. Going through the place of Raccoon City now within the actual city is very cool. I really like a lot of stuff. Even going back to other sections, I think the savings were in a good spot. I played on the standard mode. I never really played these games for the difficulty or anything like that. I just play them because I find them very entertaining, and this one did a pretty good job. I want to give 9 out of 10 to gameplay as well. I think the gameplay was really good, really fun, and I'm very excited to see how Capcom is going to continue this good streak of remakes and good games. I mean, this is literally the third good Resident Evil in a row. Resident Evil 7 was good, Resident Evil 2 the remake was good, and Resident Evil 3 the remake was perfect. So I really want to see what's going to happen next. Now we're going to talk about performance in the game as well as some of the different aspects in here. I really want to talk about this because this being a remake, I think at this point we expected some kind of good changes when it comes to how it looks and everything, but this game, I think it does look a little bit better than Resident Evil 7 or 2. I think that there was a little bit of an improvement there in graphics. I think especially when it comes to the light engine, I had an issue with Resident Evil 2 and the way that the light reflects on certain surfaces, and these things are still here in a section, and I'm gonna go back into this in a second. But overall, I think the light and the ambience really work well for me in this game. The music is really impactful. It really knows when it hits, and it knows when it needs to be suspenseful. Going through the different parts in the city is so well crafted crafted and so interesting. The use of colors that they did in this game is fascinating and is interesting, and it worked super well for me. I think that this is a really good addition to the franchise, and it really works well for how the game plays out and everything. I think performance is gonna be a 10 out of 10 for me. Now I do want to say I had some issues with my computer, and I think it's just issues with my computer. I think 2 times it kind of just completely froze and everything. Granted, I was live streaming and playing the game in 4K at the same time, so that's probably why. I typically don't do it like that. I do it a different way, but I was lazy this time. I was like, I'm just gonna stream it directly from the computer. Bad choice, didn't work out well, but I still enjoyed the game a whole lot. Overall, I think that this game really opens a couple different questions for the Resident Evil franchise and what's next from this. Now, I'm judging this as just a story alone. I know there was an additional section here that I kind of want to go over, and I want to talk about the fun of the game and everything. This game is really fun. It's really fun. However, it brings an old debate that it really comes back again in this time, and it really brings a couple different questions. The main being the amount of time that you can enjoy a game versus the actual fun that you have with the game. Why am I bringing this up? The game is 5 hours long, and it is short. It is short, even for Resident Evil standards, because you know all Resident Evil games are short. You can definitely beat this game under like 5 hours or 4 hours. I did 5 and 20, and this was my blind run. I didn't know what everything else. Granted, some of the viewers did give me some clues and stuff, but it wasn't to the point where I could just skip places and things and everything. It was definitely one of those things where I was definitely just enjoying the game and playing the game, and it was only 5 hours long. To me, that doesn't really matter a whole lot. I play games because I like to enjoy the games. You know, that's what I enjoy that part of the game and everything. However, there are some people, a group of people that do judge games based on the amount of gameplay that you have with that game, the amount of fun that you have with it, how many days did you enjoy that game, and so on. Now, this brings a couple things. I recently played Persona 5 Royal. You guys know this, I live stream on my channel and everything. Persona 5, it took me about over 100 hours to complete. That was almost a month of gameplay. I finished this game in 3 sittings, and pretty much played like 2 hours and some minutes every day, and that was pretty much it. And so that was interesting because that's two polar opposites here. 100 hours, 5 hours. I still had fun with both. I think I really enjoyed both of these games and both of the experiences. So I bring that up here as a kind of like, I'm not gonna diminish points because of the amount of gameplay that you get from this game. The story was good, and there's a ton of replayability with this game. When it comes to the additions, you can buy these coins that give you health regeneration thing, or you can buy this crazy sword that you can burn zombies with. You can buy the old outfit. You can replay this game and earn more coins for that. Oh hell, this game has a whole online mode that you can play with other people, completely free, entirely part of the game and the experience and everything. So I think the Resident Evil 3 is worth it if you are a Resident Evil fan. You can definitely wait for a sale on this game. I actually, be honest with you, I did wait for a sale for this game. I had other games going on, I had other projects going on, but this is definitely one of my game of the years in the list of game of the years. Probably not the top one, but it's a good game. Anyway, I want to give Resident Evil Resident Evil 3 a 9 out of 10. I think it's an excellent game in the series. I think it's a really good remake to what we had so far, and I can't wait for what's next for Resident Evil. It's definitely exciting. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today, guys. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.